All right, Katie Pavlich, editor of townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. Katie, good morning to you. You know the story well. You also know that probably in American communities all over the country, they're having similar debates. How do you see this one?
They are having similar debates, and this is a culmination of parents over the past year and a half really being ignored on the national level, on the local level. They've been fighting teachers' unions to get their kids back in school, and now they're looking at these school districts that are requiring little kids to wear masks all day long, despite the science showing that might not be necessary. There's an interesting study now out of Brown University showing that actually mask mandates in schools, K through 12 schools, don't necessarily stop the spread of this disease. And so they're requiring kids to do this. And yesterday you had a nurse on the channel saying, look, she sees these kids, she's in New Jersey, and there are injuries being inflicted on these kids from wearing masks for 8 hours a day. They're getting blisters on their mouth. They're wearing dirty masks. They're not wearing them properly. They're not being switched out the right way. So there are other consequences for this. And to have the school board allow politicians to take the time away from the parents who've been paying for all of this on a number of different levels is pretty egregious behavior.
Dr. Scott Gottlieb had this to say about masks.
I think we can do it right around now. I think we should start lifting these restrictions as aggressively as we put them in. We need to preserve the credibility of public health officials to perhaps re-implement some of these provisions as we get into next winter if we do start seeing outbreaks again. And I think the only way to earn public credibility is to demonstrate that you're willing to relax these provisions when the situation improves.
Dr. Gottlieb has been pretty forward-thinking even at the beginning of the virus. He was like, everyone needs to take this very seriously. And now he's saying that we're at a point when we can do this. Do you think people might listen?
I think people are listening. I'm not sure if the people at the CDC are listening. Dr. Fauci, for example, with these new CDC guidelines they put out for kids to be masked at summer camp when they're outside and while they're swimming and doing all these things that are contrary to what we know about the data of how this disease spreads outside and among younger children. And so I think that you're going to see more frustration from parents, more frustration from regular adults who are saying, look, I got vaccinated, or maybe I didn't get vaccinated, but we know that the disease is going away, and I shouldn't be shamed or forced to continue acting like we're in the middle of a pandemic last summer when things have changed on the ground. So that incentive is certainly something that should be given, but the Biden administration hasn't shown any willingness to change things either. You still have the president wearing a mask outside.
That's right. I mean, we saw him in Plains, Georgia early in the week with the Carters, right? They were inside with them without a mask, took a picture, came outside, they were wearing masks. We saw Kamala Harris on a tarmac early in the week with her husband. They're both wearing masks and they kiss before she gets on board the plane. I mean, these confusing signals, it doesn't encourage people to go ahead and sign up for the vaccine. How's your life going to change? That's what they're asking. Dr. Mark Siegel, Wall Street Journal.
And I think that's a key point.
End the mask mandate to spur vaccination. That's the case he makes. He writes, it's your responsibility to protect yourself by getting your shots. He concludes the message to everyone, vaccines work and it's time to get back to normal. So his plea is to end the mandate on Memorial Weekend, which would be February 28th. I don't know if that's something President Biden would do, but it's an interesting thought in order to get encouragement out there.
Well, look, the federal government and governments and local school districts continue to make this argument that these restrictions are necessary because it gives them an argument on the other side to say what they need to do in order to fix the problem, whether it's more government spending or especially among the teachers unions, they want more money to make their schools safer, as they try to argue. But the bottom line is that the American people have been very patient. They have been very compliant when it comes to trying to get through this pandemic in the right way possible. And they have seen a number of mixed signals from people like Dr. Fauci, from the White House, from guidelines that were given last summer about how to move forward with this. And so when Dr. Gottlieb says this is about credibility for health officials now, it is, because people are saying, well, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and yet I still can't go back to acting like I'm in my normal life again, despite doing everything I've been told. And so that is not something that bodes well for the future if there were another health crisis in terms of people listening to those guidelines, since they've been changed so often.
Very interesting to hear from those parents. I mean, they're fighting for their kids. That was clear in that video we heard from Salt Lake. Thank you, Katie. Nice to see you. Have a good Friday.
Bye-bye.